What's up, guys? Gonna get started in about a minute here. What is up, Mr. Patel, the Link Father? Are you a big Link fan, Chainlink fan? What's up, Accurate Components Corporation? Um, let's see, 2020. What's up, Oddie Trades? How you doing? What's up? What's up, Crypto Grizzly? How you doing? Hope you're well rested. Catching up on that sleep. What's up? Of course, okay, Chainlink fan. A lot of people like Chainlink. I was actually talking to somebody about that yesterday. Chainlink's got some good fundamentals, and it's a low enough market cap now where you can get a good return. Good return meaning 10x or more, or even more than that. I want to look at Chainlink. Give me a second here. Alrighty, let's get right into it. Alright, what's up, guys? Welcome back. Evan Aldo here. Really appreciate you guys. Let's go. Let's go. That's right. So, what we want to start with, here. Well, let's see. So, you probably, if you've been watching my videos, you've heard me talk about the kind of weekly. You got money flow coming up. RSIs are starting to hit a little bit of traffic here, but that doesn't necessarily mean you topped out. Given that, look at what happened right here. Another jump up, and this would be kind of the case to come up to 40K, these spiral lines right here. That's the case. However, history doesn't repeat exactly, history rhymes. So, excuse me. Look, there's definitely not out of the question to come right back down to 25K or 20K here as well. And if you get onto the, kind of the 3-day here, money flow still coming up a bit, so 3 doesn't look too bad in that aspect. The thing is, you're about to get a decent bearish div, so that could easily bring you back to 25. Retest at 200 weekly, which I'm kind of leaning a little bit more towards here. That doesn't mean we can't, come up and make a higher high at 30K, 31K, somewhere like that, or even go just a little bit to like 29.5 or something. Doesn't mean that's not impossible, but yeah. Let's go into the daily. You got money flow coming out, money flow getting a little bit deeper here, a little bit deeper down here. So, yeah, it looks like it could, you got potential to come down quite a bit more here. Wouldn't be impossible to do something like this nature, come up to 31 and then continue forward downward. So, other thing to look at too, guys, is the blood diamonds, like what the title of the stream is. Obviously these were pretty good buy signals right here. This was kind of neutral. You would have needed a lenient stop loss, but you would have been great. This one is like what we're looking for. This is what I am kind of leaning towards, because these just haven't been playing out as good as we would have liked them. This and this, I think we're kind of due for. It may not be like those, but I'm kind of thinking, if I had to take a guess here, like one of those kind of. And if we look at the 10-day. It gets a little bit stronger because when you got multiple time frames giving you kind of the same thing, this one's just a red dot, but a lot of these high ones, blood diamonds, all that's sort of galore here, and yeah, rejection down, money flow there, trying to come down a bit, so confirmed on the 5-hour blood diamond as well. Historically these have been pretty good. Got a little weird, back here in some of these parts of the bear market, but these not half bad. Came down, but nothing too crazy. This one was more of a buy signal. And then if you look at, that's coming down there, it curved around, and then you got the money flow crossover on the 3-hour here. Money flow from green to red. View up is coming up. This is more indicative of a little bit of consolidation. I would lean more towards the money flow crossover. That's more of the bearish thing right there. And if we move on to like hourly, you got a deep anchor wave. What was that? This is coming up too. And then if you look at, let's see, 30-minute money flow at that point, it got choppy there. The other thing I wanted to show you guys that I forgot to show you was, so now with these, look at these EMAs, they're starting to turn gray a little bit on the 4-hour. This is usually a good, shout out to the crypto lifer, Sam, because he's talked about, I don't know exactly, I don't want to put words in his mouth, I don't know exactly but he uses something with SMA or EMAs, like with the 4-hour, and it has a lot of like, gives him a lot of good like trade signals. He's talked about it on around the blockchain when I was on with him. And you see right here, bam up, you see right there, bam down. It obviously doesn't always work, but I mean, even that's a pretty good trajectory downward. I mean, this was obviously a really good trajectory upward. This was a good, I mean, here was just very choppy. You did come up a bit, and then he came back down. That was a sideways. November to, just 2 months of nothingness, which is usually the longest you can kind of trend sideways in a small area like that. You know what I mean? And then in terms of that money flow coming out, trigger wave right there, I would lean a bit more bearish to think we're going to get to this point. Pretty soon here. So yeah. And we could look at, let's see, the 2 days as well. I think I talked about it. In terms of money flow, not that bad, but in terms of like you're about to get a pretty big bearish dip while you're hitting these areas. So I would be a little bit more towards the bear camp to come down and retest the 200 weekly moving average. Let's take a quick look at that. Let's take a quick look at the 200 weekly. That's going to be right at, 25.4, right at the spiral line. So a lot of confluence there, a ton of stuff there. Let's actually look at the 200 daily as well. A lot of people like that area. 20 right there. You hit it there. That was a big buy place. There was a big jump off of there. And then, Let's look at the chat for a second. Let's see. What's up, Jocelyn? What's up, Tennessee Todd? Link serves a purpose. Interesting times. Very true. Yep. 3-hour crossover. New Kimba, I hope so. We stream on YouTube and Twitch. Kimba's only been around for, wow. I thought Kimba was around longer. I did not know. Let's see. Dollar got a little room to down one last hooray to Goblin Town pullback. ETH got a little more rise up, same for rate. Interesting. Okay. So it seems like you're thinking, Mr. Patel, that you're thinking that with let's see, with the DXY. I want to talk about the DXY too because it's interesting. You guys probably saw the Fox News or somebody was talking about how Russia and China, or what was it? Countries are kind of switching to the Chinese yuan instead of the dollar. It was kind of their main kind of currency. I mean, so that's the thing there. But when you see so much, and then the Kenyan president told like his people don't put money in the U.S. dollar. So when you see stuff like that, usually it's kind of indicative of like dead cat bounce kind of. Sometimes because like all the masses are getting afraid of the dollar, sometimes you bounce up. I mean, obviously 100 is a big place. You bounced here. It would make sense to maybe retest 100 and really see if you could lose 100. That would make a little bit of sense. This time frame looks pretty bullish on the daily. In terms of the high time frames, this definitely looks a bit more bearish with the blood diamond. Obviously, it doesn't always mean you're going to come down. So DXY right now, I don't know. I'm a little bit neutral. I would say we may see a double bottom kind of dead cat bounce here, especially on the daily with all these LXs. Look for sell exhaustion. I don't know if you would, if you hit the bottom, but maybe something down here and then continue forward a bit. And also, I wanted to look at the yuan. So this is U.S. dollar against the yuan. So has this, since 2013, the yuan has just trended up against the U.S. dollar, showing the strength in their dollar in their economy. Or the U.S. dollars. Oh no, I'm doing it wrong. What am I? Normally, let's do it the right way. No, Forex. What? How is that? Did I type it? Oh, okay, sorry. Oops. So, you look at, this just keeps bleeding against the dollar. And, it hasn't really, since 2014 there. Monthly coming back into that. Looks like it. I think it will. Yeah, I think you're going to get kind of a dead cat bounce with the dollar. I think you're going to probably come back to here at some point, and you'll see some strength in the dollar as I think the S&P 500 as the Dow come back to pull back a bit more too. We'll talk about that in a second. And then the thing too is we look at kind of these EMAs trying to cross into the gray here. Is this where they cross into the gray and come down a lot? With the blood diamonds and the way things look, I would say it is most likely they do, but we'll see. Yeah, our ARB, I know about it. Yeah, I would look into it maybe in 6 months from now. I don't own it right now, but yeah. Donkey Punch, you really thinking 10K? Yep. Oh, okay, February 2022. He blew up then, Kimba. Shout out to Kimba. Funding fees. I haven't even looked at them honey drippers today. What are they at? Arbitrum hype is over. Well, let's take a look at it. Everybody, I looked at it earlier today. I didn't. There's not too much to really look at. Usually there's a lot of volatility. Like I do think it'll probably continue to go down, but I wouldn't be surprised if you have jumps up or whatnot. I'm gonna, we'll reevaluate this when the time is right, when Bitcoin dominance is over 50% and it looks like a better place to get into altcoins. Unless you're some fundamental genius, I don't think the best course is buying altcoins right now. Not financial advice as always, but kind of just what I think. Yeah, I mean, this is hitting that big point. If this could come down and Bitcoin could hold where we are, stay sideways around high 20s, doesn't seem too likely right now. Altcoins could jump up a little bit. I don't think that's going to happen though, but there is a possibility. If you look at Cardano, then ETH, I guess. About to get a trigger wave there on the frickin' 2-day. Ooh, look at that. Yeah, every time this frickin' thing comes into the... I mean, I'm not saying you're doing this again, but you could. That'd be kind of that trajectory. Yeah, exactly. Into July, 16 cents. That could be a potential bottom for a lot of these alts, depending if we come down a lot into the summer and maybe Bitcoin only comes down to like, 17K then or 20K then, you know what I mean? And alts really get destroyed against it. It's not impossible. We've seen alts really get hit hard in the past. I know I sound like a Bitcoin maxi right now, but, let's look at ETH and we'll look at Chainlink. I want to look at Chainlink. Slightly positive fees. So that, slightly positive fees, I'd be neutral on that. I wouldn't really tell them. I would only be concerned if the fees were like, really positive and everybody, or really negative and everybody was going short. You know what I mean? Slightly positive fees doesn't really, that means just a few more people are going short than going long than going short. So it doesn't mean too much to me. But if you're trying to trade against everybody overall, you'd want to go short, I guess. So these RSIs too. Ooh, this is interesting. So this is a little bit different now. We're hitting a little bit. Oh wait, is it even that? Let's see something here. Yeah, because that, I mean, keep in mind this isn't confirmed in the weekly. A lot could change in the next 6 days, but so far it looks different than here. So maybe this could be, instead of that jump up, I mean, that'd probably bring up to 22, 20, like maybe if Bitcoin goes up to 40, this would probably go up to 24, 23 maybe. Kind of that area, I think. But if we pull back, you're going to be at 1,500, 1,400 before you know it. So that's what I'm looking at right now. You got the green dot there. This is pretty indicative of you were getting close. This one was a good short. This one was a good long. So, I mean, it's kind of 50-50 here. I would say, well, probably 66% bearish or, 2 out of 3 bearish there, essentially. Got the trend reversal before it, too. And just wait for the red dot. Money flow does look pretty good. Money flow is coming up. Keep in mind here, you were choppy for the pandemic. So, yeah. Bitcoin daily 2018 November. That's interesting. Let's take a look at that, Mr. Patel. That's a good catch, probably. So let's go on the daily. I'm curious about what you're looking at there. So, oh yeah. Ascending, or yeah. Let's see. Yep. There are a lot of, oh yeah, freaking. Yeah, you are absolutely, and then I mean a little bit more bullish for ETH there. And then you just fell off. Imagine, oh my God, that would be like if you would be at 600 by summer. Oh, the bottoming. Wait a second. You said November. Yeah, November. Oh, you mean after it bottomed? Oh, okay. I think I see what you. That's December. You mean then? No, I think you mean up here. I don't know. I'm very split in the weekly RSI with bullish and money flow. Yeah, yeah, and it could go either way here. I mean, history. I would say history rhymes, doesn't repeat. I would go more with the bearish case because of that. Also, based on all these freaking blood diamonds coming up everywhere. And I mean, if you look at, I mean, I wouldn't say that Dixie particularly looks bullish, but I do think with all the daily on the Dixie, all those yellow X's, it makes sense to come up a bit here on the Dixie. And I mean, the Dow right here, 16-day blood diamond, that makes sense to come down. All right, the EMAs are getting really tight there. So if you look at, right, kind of like there in terms of money flow too, that's very similar. And that would, you may not get a bottom for traditional markets until like next summer, next May, early 2024 essentially. So yeah. Every time Sailor buys, we dump it. It's kind of, well, not during the bull run when he was buying at 30K on the way up, but yeah, I know that is kind of true. Did he? I don't think he bought at 20K. I think I don't think he bought at like 16, but yeah, because when Sailor bought, now everybody's FOMOing in. Then yeah, I can see the altcoins at the bottom. It says 600. Yeah. 600 ETH, man. Well, your dreams become your reality. You may get some cheap ETH, bro. Don't be too negative about it, or too positive. Let's see here. Yeah, Sailor just bought some more around his average buy-in price of like high 20s, low 30s. So yeah, I mean, he's not doing too bad with the investments so far. If you're only down a little bit, I mean, it's not comparative to the S&P 500 and what else. So let's look at ETH here a little bit. Let's go in depth on ETH a little bit more. 12-hour blood diamond. Let's see. This one played out pretty well. This one was a little kind of iffy, but eventually kind of did. If you had to stop loss up there, you probably would have been fine. Let's see here. Not bad. That one, yeah, that's what we got to worry about here a little bit. That's what we got to, this is what we got to worry about a little bit here. Because if you do something like that, I mean, that was June of 2022. That was when Mashinsky went to downtown. You're back to a lower low if you do something like that. So, yeah, I'm not saying that's going to happen, but I do think it's likely we come back to 1,500, especially if Bitcoin comes back to 25K there. Let's see. Take a look at XRP higher time. Yeah, let's see. Only small blanks below. MicroStrategy makes. Well, so far, Nightshade, I mean, they're not down that much. 27 to 20. I mean, but yeah, you wrote it up to 60K, and then you were rich, and then. It's like the Pygmy video where, that's a funny video. It's from 2018 where I think the title is like how to turn 50 grand into 5 cents. That's pretty funny. But yeah, I think it's going to be somewhat of a slower kind of bleed down. I mean, if you consider this slow, but, if you consider a repeat of this like a slower kind of the soft landing is really what you don't want, because the problem with the soft landing is it takes a while to come back, and then you're freaking 90 years old by the time it comes back. Why is Bitcoin so reluctant to go further down? I would say it's a mix of retail thinking the bottom is in, the banks going down, that potential of being the big hedge against inflation that it's always wanted to be, and probably more short squeezes, people trying to short, Why the XRP pump? Good question. May of 2022 at that same price, 46 cents, yeah. Weekly trigger wave, yeah. I personally probably wouldn't mess with XRP right now, but maybe if something good happens with the lawsuit, it can go up. The thing that people don't realize is freaking XRP is already a large market cap. Like, XRP is already there. Like, XRP's already made it, you know what I mean? Like, if you invested in this when it was a small market cap, you'd be up probably somewhere between 100 to 1,000x, if not more. The money was made with this for the most part. I mean, how much is this going to go? Maybe to $5 or something, in the next bull run if they win the lawsuit. Maybe a 10x. I mean, that was a large freaking market cap. We were talking about, what, a 500 or 200, $300 billion market cap, if that's the case. I mean, XRP, a lot of this is done, man. A lot of, the real, you're not getting this again. You're not getting no 500x again here. Reason why? It's already up 500x. Your market cap's just too big. So that's why I just don't think it's worth my time. But maybe you guys know something I don't. I mean, yeah. America used to be the word police. Let's see here. Diamond pattern on the daily. Let's take a look at that. Are you talking about this or up here? I don't. Yeah, no, I'm not sure, but yeah, I think I kind of see what you're saying. This whole thing is ridiculous. More concerned about the European banking system, but the Fed line. Not friendly countries, guys. Interesting. Yeah, we're getting a bit weird. I mean, XRP's just already made it. XRP's already, people talk about XRP's going to the moon. It's already at the moon. It's one of the biggest cryptos. It's on the moon already. Let me take a sip of coffee. So let's see here. We're at 27.2 right now. Let's look at this on the lower time frames a little bit here. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the main thing. Like, you would kind of, because a lot of, usually at the wicks, that's where a lot of people shorted, and then what happens just goes to the moon. But, yeah, I could see you retesting this potentially. Maybe retesting these areas. Hard to say right now. Now it's kind of decision time. You're hitting this area. But, I'm still in the bear camp for the blood diamonds, but yeah. People are still, somebody who was talking about Doge, somebody was talking about Doge a little while ago, and they said, the thing with Doge is that, let me see something, okay. The thing with Doge is it's got to be all people on Robinhood, but I kind of feel like if you come down, really get a real altcoin reckoning in the next 6 months, this could go down to a cent or something, man. There's not much to latch on to. And I don't think it looks too good by any means. 3 week there, and not enough data on this chart, but let's look at the 2 week. Double blood diamonds, I feel like that's got to mean something, you know what I mean? It's probably going to give you something. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like XRP is just a bunch of people who are 50 years old that bought it when they were 20 and they're still getting excited and buying more. They don't want to give up. I'm kidding, but yeah. Doge needs Elon. Didn't he tweet about it? I could be wrong. Didn't he tweet about it the other day? I don't know, I'm kind of just sick. Are you guys just sick of the meme crap? Like, I don't know. I'm just sick of all the meme crap. It's just, it's old. Let's look at Shiba. Blood diamond there. I don't know. I would think these would just continue. I mean, I would hope Doge would go down to like teach all these morons that, you know, because there's people like, you know, there's people that own just Doge and they don't even like, I don't know if I know anybody anymore or know anybody well like this, but there's people that literally have DCA Doge and buy more Doge and they don't even own Bitcoin. They just think Doge is better. Not too many people, but there's people. Like I remember when Doge was at 6 cents back in 2021 before it had the real big leg up. One of my friends was like, I want to get into crypto. I want to get into crypto. I'm like, okay, you know, you should buy some Bitcoin, maybe a couple alts, you know, like his standard advice, you know, don't go too crazy on the alts. And he put all his money into Doge and he became a multimillionaire and he sold at the top. And I'm not invited to his yacht parties because I was wrong. No, I'm just kidding. No, he actually did make some money with Doge though, but he was like smart enough to get out. He definitely didn't sell at the top, but he probably got out at like 40 to 50 cents on average. But yeah, Hex is holding up. Let's see. I can't even hardly. Yeah. Yeah, it was like a big dead cat, big rally there because like Richard Hart. I forget exactly what he did. He took off some reference to Hex. Their Pulse chain's getting close to being released. He'll probably release it in the summer or something. Maybe end of year, that's what I'm thinking. If he doesn't release that by like early 2024, I don't think you're getting nothing released. But he'll release something, I think, you know what I mean? But I don't think Pulse is going to be the next Hex. I mean, the thing with these crazy, I don't even have the, let's see if I could find like a chart with more data here. That's the thing, because this is it. This one, maybe? Yeah. Because this type of stuff, guys, I mean, this don't happen that often, you know what I mean? Virgin Doge, Robinhood. Copper. I don't even know. Cooper? Copper. Yeah. That's funny, that shit. Yeah, people hold Doge, man. They still definitely do. I mean, I knew because it was one of the first cryptos listed on Robinhood. I don't know why. Don't ask me why. It was probably, and people bought it back in like 2018 after the crash. You know what I mean? They're still well ahead on it, I believe. It's a lot of college kids or like people in their 20s, I would say. But I'm just sick of it at this point. I think EVM roll-ups got good benchmarks runs, like interesting. Yeah, I mean that's all venture capitalism. Put a little bit in all of those, I would say, Gazgano, and I wouldn't buy them yet, but you know, some of them will work, some of them won't. Interesting. CZ's up to 1 billion. Well, yeah, you saw the news today. He's getting under some heat. I'll probably. I think probably what's happening with him. Let's look at the his coin. Yeah, it's bleeding against Bitcoin quite a bit, but against USD, it doesn't look half bad. My guess is it'll eventually break out of this downward, but I mean, this is going on. You're getting old watching this. I mean, May of 22 to March 23, I mean, yeah. Pulse is coming, yeah. I would say summer to later this year, he'll probably release it. He'll probably release it when Bitcoin dominance is above 50% or something, when alts really look like they've bottomed against Bitcoin. I think that's what he's thinking of doing, which, I mean, the problem is, like, I think you could probably make a nice buck with it. It's just, like, there's going to be a lot of other cryptos that are probably will do better. Donkey Punch, yeah. Oh yeah, I know people that put 10 grand into Doge. 25 cents. Yeah, what is that now? 10. What is Doge at right now? I forget the 7. Okay. There's not too much utility with Hex, and I haven't looked at Pulse, but I don't think there's too much utility there, to be honest, guys. There's not very much utility with Hex. It's advertised very well. He's a very good marketer. That doesn't mean you can't make money with these things. That doesn't mean you can't make money with these things. But in terms of fundamentals, I don't think there's much utility there. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong though. Zero knowledge. Let's see. I watched this interview. Yeah. I mean, look, I could be wrong about it, but and this doesn't mean that I wouldn't buy Pulse or wouldn't buy Hex if I like what I'm seeing in 6 months. But I just don't think the utility. Like, I think there's much better options that have bigger places for making a lot more money. I think the guy is way too arrogant, and I think that I just don't. That's just not the person I like to invest with or do business with. I don't know. Doge had an early listing in Robinhood because they figured it would be. Okay. No, Donkey Punch. The Doge was listed on Robinhood way before the meme stocks. Doge was listed on Robinhood. I could be wrong. I'm like 90 something percent sure on that, like 95% sure on this. Google it if you think I'm wrong. But Doge was listed on Robinhood like in 2018. Average is like 4 cents. Yeah, government regulation is really coming down. That's going to make altcoins bleed against Bitcoin more. Give me a second here. Let's see here. Oh. I apologize. I hit the wrong thing. Sorry if I heard me drinking that. I'm really sorry. Instead of muting myself, I made myself invisible. My bad. But let's look at Link. I told you guys I'd look at it, so let's look at Link and then render. So, okay, 6 something here. Sideways. It gives me B&B vibes, kind of. My guess is it would break downward, eventually here to kind of this trajectory. I mean, you got to see what happens. I mean, now it's not too much is going on. This has a lot, like I will definitely be buying this. Like I'm like 98% sure I will be buying this, when the time is right, middle to later this year, most likely probably even, that in that time period DCA. And I think it's a small enough market cap and there's good enough fundamentals for you to have a good shot with this. Render, let's take a look at. Let's see. So this is another, like this has some good fundamentals. Don't ask me what they are, but you came up a ton. I would be waiting for the summer at least, maybe back to these areas. I think that would be a pretty good price. I mean, nothing really looks good at the moment, I would say. Filecoin, let's take a look at, because the Winklevoss are behind that. I think one of the ones with the fundamentals of it, the storage stuff will make it. It would make sense. Appreciate the follow. Split RSIs here, but for right now, I just don't. I'm trying to bank on a double bottom here. That's what I would hope for. Something in the summer. I do think you're going to see more of a summer lull, kind of like last year, where somewhere between May and August, September, where you come down a lot, and I think that could be a potential bottom for a lot of these alts. I mean, you came up 200 something and down, yeah. I had like 30 grand in Hex. Now it's worth $30. I'm just kidding. Government, yeah, Crypto Grizzly. That's the thing too. I think it will hit Bitcoin too, but that's gonna hit all coins like crazy. That's the big thing there. I mean, if it's like World War II, didn't they confiscate gold and silver? It could be kind of like that. I mean, maybe. I don't want to be saying that's going to happen. They're going to make it illegal or something, but I mean, it depends how paranoid you want to be. I mean, if you want to be really paranoid, go to El Salvador. You know what I mean? Move to El Salvador. Um, Bearish on Hex long term, bullish on layer 0, Stark. Let me look at Stark. I forget what that one. Is it this? Yeah. Oh, this. Yeah, man. Dad, I bought this at $2. Now it's down 99.9%. Let's see. I have Doge and Robo. Interesting. Natural gas. People were talking about how much that went to the crapper, how much that dumped, but I mean, don't want to like toot my own horn, but I've been pretty bearish on oil in general since like money flow starting to come out. Bearish div there, you know. I could have called. I don't. Yeah, I think I mean, you guys listen to me. You know, I've been relatively bearish on oil for a while. I didn't short this, but you know, I didn't do anything with oil. I've never really traded oil in my life, so I couldn't tell you. But that's coming down there. You would think that this one would have got hit not as hard as USO, but monthly coming off with the money flow, VWAP coming up there. Yeah, I don't know. Everybody's talking about this coming down, so I feel like you'd get a dead cat bounce pretty soon, but that doesn't look good. And this is indicative of kind of that we're heading into a recession because you finally see commodities start to get hit when you're heading into recession. It means inflation is coming down, which is, you know, a good thing. For the most part, if we look at, you know, regular, this has held up a hell of a lot better, which, starting to come up a little bit. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't do much with oil right now. I mean, if you look at the other ones like Exxon, I would think this probably has topped out. I mean, I could be wrong, but I would think, you know, based on this 2 week, you most likely have topped out. Monthly bearish div. I mean, you coming into the green, I'll give you that, but I think you'll probably just roll over. Interesting. Layer 0. We can look at layer 0. I don't want to look. I mean, are these new? These are probably really new ones. Yeah, this doesn't even. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, that was the big, like, you know, CNBC got that pretty good with all their buy signals for oil. Kind of, oil's going to. That's the thing too. Like, this is kind of like, guys. I mean, if you've been around enough, you're gonna start to realize this. I'd say it's around 90 to 95% of the time, if not more, that when everyone's talking about something or complaining about something, usually it comes down. Like everybody's talking about high gas prices, everybody's complaining about oil prices. You know, when it was very close to the top back in summer 2022. Because I remember when I was in California, like just on vacation. I was like in Lake Tahoe around June of 22, and I remember. I think I filled up my rent. I rented a Cherokee, and I think I spent about 10 grand to fill it up every time, about 10 grand. So I filled up probably 10 or 20. Spent probably 200 grand on gas. No, I'm just kidding. But it was like, I think I spent between like $6 to $8 a gallon when I was out there, which was just insane. I think it was like $80 to $100 every time I filled that up. And that's like, you know, at that point, like people will just stop driving. You know, it's just not, nobody could afford that really. Oh yeah, did we ever look at, yeah, we looked at Link. I just wanted to look at something. Because let's just say let's look at the weekly in the red for the first time. Was it there? Okay. Yeah, in the red there, and then, yeah. It's kind of like, yeah, you're either gonna break up or break down. I mean, even if you broke up here and then you're kind of, yeah, I think more so downward. Monero, let's take a look. Roll over right there. I feel like regulation is going to destroy some of these. Coming down there, trigger wave, this looks kind of neutral. I don't know. Weekly looks pretty good. I can see why you guys are, but the RSIs are like there. I don't know. I really don't know on this. Hard to say with this one. When in doubt, DCA. New projects without coins. Oh, okay. Pizza's there. Nice, nice. Should you be looking at small cap? It depends how small of the cap. Depends. I like from ranking, in terms of like ranking, I like from between probably, well, let's take a look at CoinMarketCap. I just want to see some of the, wow. Probably from like 15 to like 125 is kind of like where I think the sweet spot is. Anything above like 15, anything kind of above like your $5 billion market cap. I mean, let's be real. How much are you going to make with a $5 billion market cap? I mean, maybe it could go up to 100 billion, maybe. Probably won't though. I mean, Chainlink I think is good. Avalanche, I would give a shot. Cosmos, definitely. Monero, I'd probably, and this is like, you know, don't be stupid. Don't put all your money into one of these. Not financial advice. In terms of that, I'm trying to think about maybe a little bit of Filecoin. I have to read more about Aptos. Maybe, yeah, a little bit of RH bar. I'd probably give a shot. A little bit of this guy. We'll see where it is in 6 months, though. A little bit of Algo. Maybe a little bit of Phantom. Maybe a little bit of like 1 or 2 more gaming ones. A little bit of Aave. I would probably give that. A little bit of, yeah, you know what I mean? And then I'm probably going to list off like 20 to 30 here. I'd have to read more about this. Maker, I think this is kind of a dead project. Here's where it gets very like, here's where you can make serious money if you pick the right ones. So yeah, Thor Chain some people have liked. Sakilla some people have liked. Casper some people have liked. And then once you kind of get out of the top 100, it gets a little bit. People have talked about this. Anchor people have talked about. Yeah, there's so many of these. The AI one, this could be a scam. I don't know. Kusama, I remember that this really got destroyed. Yeah, but you get the gist. You get the gist. I mean, yeah, Nightshade. Yeah, it was like, I think in Florida it probably got up to low 5s, but California, yeah, it was like, I don't think I ever saw 9, but there were places where it was definitely like 8. I mean, I was near like Tahoe and like the mountains where it was more expensive anyway. I mean, keep in mind, guys, it was like $5 a gallon when at the lowest in 2020. You know what I mean? In California, I forget why the hell it's so much more expensive there, but yeah, it's. Let's see. It's 1/3 big area in XMR. I know, oh yeah, OP, yeah, we could look at those, sure. I mean, that doesn't look too good in the 2-day or the 3-day there. It's confirmed. I mean, yeah, I mean, it would most likely kind of come down from that area. It's kind of a newer thing, so nothing really looks good here. Yeah, money flow coming out. Yeah, I'd stay away from this for now, but 6 months, you know, summer, if you come down here, $1, sure. Cardano. Let's see. Ocean and GRT. Okay, yeah. I know, but I'm familiar with both of those. Ocean, I'd have to. What's the market cap on Ocean? Let's take a look. I'm just curious about. Oh, actually, I think you could. Is it this? Yeah. Yeah, that's a low freaking 500 mil. That is speculative AF. Wow. Yeah, I mean, my guess is you'd make a lower low here, but maybe something in the summer and later this year, maybe. Let's look at GRT. Kind of on there. Split our size. That doesn't look too good in my opinion. These look significantly worse than like, yeah, if you're comparing this to XRP, this is a whole different ball game. But these do not look good. But maybe some, I mean, CryptoFace has talked about this too. Like a lot of the AI ones are a bunch of BS. Like, so yeah. See what's happening here. We're coming down a little bit. Yeah. Let's look at traditional markets a little bit. So, yeah, I was looking at the 16-day blood diamond and Dow, but this one, that's, yeah, They actually came out with an inverse Jim Cramer ETF too, which is, I didn't know you could do that because that's very subjective to like, you know, when you're trying to inverse somebody who changes his mind every other day, you know what I mean? That's a little bit subjective. Money flow coming out there. Going down. My guess would be more so down, but I do see like it doesn't look that bad. You know what I mean? The weekly VWAP coming out. I'd be a little bit more neutral. This is looking not bad on the through day right there. NASDAQ, I mean, double top potentially right there. Same thing as kind of yeah, I mean, you're getting some red dots there, but not any like particularly terrible signs. Not like back here. And it did play out, but just not as much as we would have expected. Really that's the thing too, really to like invalidate like this as being an Armageddon, you would have to really come above 13.8, which I don't think you will. Can you come up to like 13.5? Sure. That's possible. What Bitcoin dominance? Start buying altcoins. Let's look at that. I mean, at least 50, I would hope. I mean, I would hope like optimally like 55 if we could get up here, and I think we might be able to. But I would hope like at least 50, kind of. Well, yeah, I'd have to see. You know, you guys gotta. Okay, the stream should be. We're cutting out. Okay, not good. Is the stream back, guys? It seems like now it seems like we might be back. It seems like we might be. It looks like we're back. Now we're back. I don't know if you guys are able to hear or see me, but yeah. Okay, awesome. Yeah, the internet cut out. I'm plugged in directly now, but yeah. Thank you so much, guys. So yeah, so that was ETH. Let's take a look at I wanted to look at the euro a little bit. Yeah, I mean, kind of that double top pattern. I think this would kind of, I mean, I don't know, but I would kind of guess that this would reject from here and at least come down back here again as you enter the recession. So I'm kind of thinking the other thing, oh, this is interesting. I wanted to show you guys. I don't look at this too often, but this has been pretty, somebody was talking about this. This has been indicative of, obviously, right there, big crashes. That was '08 there. But if you look at this on the weekly, it's more indicative of like lows and highs. When you kind of hit these, yeah, this was a high, I believe. These were highs. And then, yeah, October, these were lows. That was a low to March 13th. Let's take a look at that actually. Okay, yeah, so about where we were there, and then, yeah, so maybe a little bit lower, and then, yeah, because price comes down faster than it comes up, yeah. Cut out again? No, it looks like we're back. Looks okay to me. Hope you guys are all right. I mean, they did fix the internet, so, and I'm, you know, directly connected, so it should be better. But yeah, no, it just keeps cutting it in and out. Same issue. It was all right for a while. Yeah. It did cut out for a second again, I saw on my thing, but yeah, it's just the area. They were fixing like from their servers or whatever, like Xfinity where I am. But yeah. So let's see here. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It looks like double top and then it continued down, but money flow's not bad there. So, I mean, not completely out of the question to come up a bit higher to 13.5 there and then continue down from there. That's kind of the highest I could see it's going. That was the August high. That was a big jump up there with the Dow. Coming out. Money flow starting to come out there. Interesting. So yeah. And yeah, I mean, you're dwindling on the 1700 range here, doing on 2717. Interesting. Dwindling on that range. I mean, I don't know, ascending wedge does typically break downward, but this could be ascending for a while. I would lean a bit more bearish, you know, obvi for money flow crossover, blood diamond galore. 2-day coming down, you're about to get a nice bearish dip there. Is it impossible to come back to these levels and scare a lot of people away? No, not at all. But I would say this before this, kind of, or at least this before this, you know, 29.2. So yeah, and there's a 16 right there. Money flow coming out, so that's bright. Daily EMAs are interesting, yeah, because that bright, that was an illusion, that was an illusion, that was an illusion. I remember that area too, the April, yeah. That one worked pretty well. And then this was just, yeah, because this environment is just nuts, man. Because yeah, you haven't seen, throughout this, you've only seen that little bit there, a little bit there, a little bit there, you know what I mean? You haven't seen that. Let's look at that on the, oh wow, that's interesting, on the 3-day. Because that was, yeah, and then, wow, that's interesting because, yeah, it came up like that. Weekly, you're getting there. You're not quite there yet with all of them bright, but you're very close here. Yeah. In that area. Yeah, guys, I think that's about it. Not much else to talk about right now. Could look at a few news articles. Yeah, let's see what they're talking about. Let's see chances. More attention there. Oh, let's take a look at this. This is definitely, yeah. I forgot to look at real estate today. Austin. Cool, the fastest, interesting. But this is kind of indicative of entering the recession. I think it's going to get to more where bad news is just bad news as the Fed probably pivots in a few months, you know what I mean? Yeah, let's see. If Bitcoin were to bottom this summer at 10 to 12K, what's the target for S&P 500? Oh man, that's a good question. Well, I mean, if Bitcoin, that would be a big crash. I mean, that would obviously be a big nightmare. For the summer, I would think you would be in, you know, the lows of this range. You'd probably lose 3,200. It would probably be between somewhere. Yeah, it would probably be around. It would be probably best case scenario up here. I would think 3,200, and then or 320, and then kind of worse, like it would be in this pocket. That would be a big hard landing downward. But let's look at. I want to see where the other California too. Yeah, I could tell it's starting. It's really starting to cool off. Buying a house or a car.
I'm gonna start this off.
That's the thing too. Yeah. I mean, Fox Business has generally been pretty bearish, like the last 6 months or so, if not more. Rage quit. Is this like a video game? ETH will be 7K. Yeah. Bitcoin is at 100K. It will be a 5. I haven't looked at that, but it makes sense. I can't even. Jerry Aldo. Did they? I wonder if they, for this, if there's any moderators here that could please ban that account. But that's funny how, I wonder if they made the name, it's kind of just coincidence, made the name because of my last name. That's funny, Jerry Aldo. Because that's interesting. Yeah, it would get crazy, Donkey Punch. Yeah. Yeah, he's in YouTube. He's got to be a moderator in YouTube. I'm on Restream, so I don't think I could. Sadly, I don't think I could just. Oh, okay. I could block the user on YouTube. Yeah, I got it. Thanks, Nightshade. Yeah, it's not in the. It's on YouTube. Yeah. But it's funny how the last name was Aldo for the. It had to be a bot, but yeah. I forget what he said here. I saw this. Yeah, with the. That's what you gotta be as a boss. You gotta be tough. You gotta take the sinking. Let's see here. That's wild. Walmart. Yeah, Portland. That's wild. Nobody's got anything better to do in Portland. There's nothing to do there. That's why. That's why. It's like a zero hedge here. Not anything too significant here. Yeah. Nasdaq Dow. Excuse me. Regulation, I think we're going to see a lot of hits from regulation in the next 6 to 12 months. And there's going to be a lot of like, I think the people that FOMO'd into alts and stuff that may not have the best returns with the alts in the next 6 to 12 months, they are going to be really hammering down. It's the government, it's a regulation, it's a manipulate, you know what I mean? I think that's what we're going to hear a lot. And I don't think they're going to be wrong per se, but you know. Solarmatic 120, Bitcoin 20K going to head out, Canadian. Junior lithium mineral stocks, some others. I don't loan crisis coming. Yeah, we're already seeing that a little bit. Yeah, let's look at, actually, I wanted to look at This is the real estate short fund I've kept my eye on. It's had a nice run up. I mean, probably if you're looking at this would kind of roll over, even like that, you know, in terms of that pattern. But I like the money flow so much here, so I don't know. Trigger wave right there. Yeah. Yeah, Bitbird, it is a little bit. It's the hardest, like, not to FOMO and go crazy into Bitcoin, I think, out of the, like, notion that maybe you hit 40K in this rally. But I don't know. I'm more in the big shock, I know, but I'm a little bit more in the camp that we at least should come down to like 25 something here. But we'll see what happens. We could get a little that money flow too starting to come down. So a lot of decent signs. A lot of decent signs that, you know, generally going to come down here. But yeah. Anyway, guys, hope you have an amazing rest of your night or your day, wherever you are, wherever you are. I said wherever you are twice. Yeah, smash the like button, subscribe if you are new, and always appreciate you guys. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention anything. If you guys are interested in trading on YouTube, or yeah, there's a link down below. BitGet does have a good lottery. You could win an iPhone 14, some other cool prizes too. On BitGet right now, you do need a VPN for that one. MEXC is probably the best one that you don't need a VPN. So check that out. And then let's see, what else is there? Oh yeah, my exclusive Discord. You don't need to wait till the 1st to sign up anymore. You won't get double charged anymore. Patreon came to their senses, thankfully, and changed that. So check that out if you're interested in some of the trade signals, exclusive TA. I think it's a really good value. Check that out. We have a good community. All right, guys.